You got anybody else? Hey, boo-boo. Hello, USA.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another action-packed episode of the Thor JTC here with Mr. EC himself, coming at you live from Thor Studios. How's it going this week, Eddie? You sound sick. You sound like you got the sniffles. Some pollen hit you. What hit you? Some real dust?
Pollen, the tariff.
Tariffs hit you.
That's
tariffs hit you hard. That'll get you sick fast.
Different. Yeah. Just not feeling well, but I'm doing my video because I missed last week.
Yeah, you took a week off. You had a long week of traveling. Yeah. Then you went to see Forrest Frank. How was that?
That was pretty. Forrest Frank hit different, dude. I haven't been to a concert since Lil Jon, Eastside Boys, and Youngblood. So you know how long that was.
That was probably a while back.
That was a long time. I think, that was so long ago. I mean, he was still young. Like, he's 90 years old now. But I remember, to the window, to the wall, and I thought that slapped. But when I went to this concert, I was like, good Lord, bro, they hit different.
Come on in, everybody. Nice to see you here. We got some leather care action going on, so get your questions popping. We know leather can be quite the controversial, complicated, overthought thing. I think Ram's got it. He's gonna be our guy, and we're putting all the pieces in line, Eddie, and we're gonna have the best leather education coming up real soon on how to repair seats, take care of your leather. We're gonna make it real nice and simple for everybody.
Last time we had him on, broke the internet because people were talking about leather for a whole 4 months.
Oh my goodness!
This time he's coming on. We're talking about the commitment we made and we followed through on.
Boy, did we!
Did we make a commitment? Yep. So that's what we're talking about today.
That's right. And you know what else popped off this week is Thor Hawaii has arrived at the House of Rags. The House of Rags, HI.com will send you to Thor Hawaii. So if you're over there on the islands, you need a place to get some high quality microfiber. Maybe you need some clean by pan. Maybe you need a little detail coat. Got you covered. So check them boys out, support them, and they'll be a growing. They're a smaller branch of Thor, but they're going to grow in time.
Dude, he put it all out there. It's one guy. He's actually a detailer, a mobile detailer out there. We'll have to get him on. But he wanted to take the dream and start his own e-commerce business because he believed in Thor. So shout out to our guy, dude, in Hawaii. His name is Justin.
Yeah, shout out to Justin. He's going for it. So we respect it, and we gave him a shot. So Thor Hawaii doing big things over there, and what else is doing big things? Of course, our business program, 35% off detail code, 20% off Thor at the house, 15% off everything else, including Geist. So if you sign up, scroll to the bottom of the page, sign up for the business program. It'll beat me. I'll let you in. I'll get you, all set up, all that kind of good stuff. We'll get you in that business program rolling. Don't forget to join our Facebook group. It's popping in the Facebook group, all right?
Business program, huh?
Yeah, business program. Yeah, it's popping. We
got almost this
all figured out. Yeah. Don't be saying nothing reckless on Thursday now.
Don't
be saying nothing. Look, you got the hay fever. Y'all shot it up. Heard your elbow. Eddie fell off his griot stool.
Bro, that was let's
shout
talk
out the griots
about the worst
making the most dangerous. What are those called?
Ever. The worst live ever. I burnt paint.
They're dangerous.
After that, we're trying to fix the little paint mark. I'm sitting on this griot's little cart that was given to me by Tim. I sit on it. All of a sudden, all I did was move slightly. You know what I'm talking about?
And you almost went through the garage.
My whole body, my big back. I hit the wall so hard, my elbow went through the wall, and then so I got tendonitis on my elbow. So they had to give 2 shots yesterday.
All messed up. You just all messed up this week.
I'm tore up from the floor up. Let's bring on our guests because we got a lot.
Huh? People want to know when Yum's coming. They're excited about Amazon. You got anything for them?
Yeah, Yum's ordered. Well,
it's on the way.
It's garage therapy because we're almost out of garage therapy too. So they're all on order.
Y'all been killing the UK brands.
The UK brands. Let me tell you something. I ordered and I gotta wait, right? Because we gotta come by sea.
Yeah,
it's a process.
And we ordered a bunch of Yum, so y'all knocked it out the park with the Yum launch. Y'all were super excited.
We ordered a Honda Accord.
Yeah, and y'all sold it out. So, look, he's waiting on the Yum detailer. We're gonna get Yum from across the seas to many places in the Thors as possible. Everyone's excited for it. Garage therapy starting to pop off. It's banging with the UK brand. So we gotta get Geist rolling now. So that's why our friend Ram is on today. How's it going, Ram?
What's up, everyone?
What's
Ram,
going
for
on?
being so late over there, you look real fresh.
Yeah, it's real late over
It's
there.
midnight. Just got 5 minutes gone past midnight.
Hey,
So I could just nod off any minute, right?
Dude, you look
Make
so.
sure you keep this entertaining because you could lose me any minute.
Well,
We
let's
gotta-
let's get aggressive for a second. I'm going to ask you a question because it's already starting.
Mhm.
We got. So you ever read that book with Trolls Under the Bridge when growing
Trolls Under the Bridge.
Right? When
Yeah, I read that.
The Billy Goat goes
You're
across.
trying to get somewhere, you're doing things,
Yeah.
and you're actually walking down the street, and then a troll pops out,
Yeah,
jumps
yeah.
on you.
So they want to know. Ask the goat, right? Ask the goat. You're the goat, by the way, not us. Ask him, please, if leather coatings are a scam. Like Andrea says.
There you go.
I'm just reading it. I didn't say he said that. No, VB said it. So, Ram, you're tired. You probably don't give a F. Let the people
Ram's
know.
thinking.
Is it a scam? Is it a scam? Like, if it's
Ram's
a scam, then is friction blocker a scam? Because it's literally almost the same thing with just water based, right?
Yeah. I mean, we have a coating called Geist Repel. No, I don't think coatings are a scam. Why would they be a scam? It obviously depends on what they're trying to sell, and how they're trying to sell. The features highlighted. I mean, the two things that Repel and dye and friction blocker protects against is dye transfer, which is a known common problem with light colored interior, and of course friction issues, which starts sort of eroding the top coat over a period of time.
Is it true, Ram, that my fat ass could erode the top coat too every time I sit in the car? Right? If I come in a jeans and I slide on it, that's a lot of abrasion. That's a big body mass hitting that leather. Right?
Yeah,
so it's not anything can damage leather. Is that true or not? Or am I talking out of my butthole?
Yes, absolutely. Anything, but friction and abrasion damage is a known issue that causes the top coats to erode, So, a leather conditioner is not, definitely not going to protect against that, So you need some form of protection for it. I mean, this was the question that these guys are asking. This was a question that was asked probably 25 years ago, where people were almost suspicious about products like this, but these kind of products have been around for a long time. Obviously, when you go into the leather coating territory, you're then it becomes a game of, well, our coating lasts 2 years, it lasts 3 years, it lasts, and I think that's where things can be misleading. Of course, with guys, we don't believe in applying solvent-based coatings to leather just because there is a potential risk of causing damage to the surface.
Yeah, when Eddie wears his bedazzled jeans, that seat's taking hits. All right, it's getting.
Hey, Ram, every time I get out of my seat, I just hear my seat. You screaming, "Somebody save me from this big bag!"
Look, Conway's coming in hot, so let's get straight into some good stuff here. He ordered a Recolor Kit directly from Geist. The kit has a cleaner, it has a dye color, but I didn't see a top coat sealer or sanding material to prep the seat with. Do I need to order this separately? Conway asks. Ram, what you think?
So if he ordered a Recolor Kit, that comes with a cleaner, the Easy Color Restorer, which is a one-step color restorer, usually custom mixed to the paint that he ordered, and it comes with 200 ml of the dye and friction blocker, which effectively is your sealer that you would apply a day later. So the Easy Color Restorer is a one-step recoloring system that allows people at home who don't have the spray equipment and the compressor and there's that to be able to spray. It just offers you a convenient way. Obviously, the DIY sponge-on products don't offer the same level of durability as our professional range of products do, but they come with their own complications. But the sanding material is not included in the kit, so that sanding pad will need to be ordered separately.
That's a good segue
because you don't need it all the time.
Ram, this is a freaking amazing segue. Pull up the site. We're gonna ask you. We ordered the whole Geist thing, almost everything.
Right.
So Geist is going to be our leather repair brand. That's it. That's all.
Look at all this.
Geist is it. So what we wanted to do was allow people who want to be DIYers come back to the House of Rags, get involved in repairing their leather without having to find, I need this, I need that, I need this. So can we go over, if I'm a newbie and I want to repair my black leather seat or my steering wheel, what do I need from this site? Or do you want to go over each one and what they do in the high level, so that way the people know they come back to this video and reference it?
Yeah, I think we'll do that. But before going into that, I'll just give you sort of a high level overview of what each and every repair will consist of, right? But the basic process that is part of every leather repair. So obviously, step one is you want to make sure that your surface is clean, right? There's no dirt on the surface, and that is where you'd use a leather cleaner, ideally just a standard rapid leather cleaner.
Why is our rapid leather cleaner sold out? Didn't we buy that from you, Ram?
Not this time, I think.
What?
Oh, you had enough stock from the first time, huh?
Well, we got
people want it.
Great.
People ready
That's
for
great.
leather
I got
stuff.
another order coming from Eddie now. Then
Yeah,
you got another order.
So back to it. First step, clean. Lord. Even though we're sold out, look, we'll get it in stock, and then clean with
step
this.
one. Yeah, step one, clean. So you get rid of dirt. Now, obviously, in terms of using accessories, there's various different accessories that you can use, but we'll go into that later. Step one, clean. Step two, degrease. Right, very, very important. Right, because dirt and grease stop the paint and other products that you're going to apply to repair leather. It stops them from sticking and adhering to the surface. Right, so if you want solid durability, the games in the prep, make sure
so
you.
What's the degrease?
Very well.
What was it? What would be your degreasing product here?
Degrease. You've got, there you go, D1. That's your degreaser.
Damn.
So step one, clean with the rapid leather or rapid cleaner. Step two, degrease it.
Yeah.
Okay. Now what's step three?
Hey, hold on now. This says solvent now, Ram. Hold on now. This says solvent. I was told on the internet that solvents could not touch my leather seats. So I'm gonna need some clarification here, Ram. What's going on here? What's going on with the degreaser?
Right. So when you're repairing a seat, that's usually because it is already damaged, right? So at that point, applying a solvent, but this doesn't dissolve the clear coat or the top coat. This just is a very, very effective surface level degreaser, right? So you're not going to cause any damage by doing that. Of course, it could remove paint, but if this is removing paint, quite likely just a wet cloth will also remove paint from your leather seat. That's because there is no top coat.
I like it. There you go. So clean, degrease. What's the next step?
Degrease. If the leather is rough, sand it gently.
Move up, go up. Sanding paper.
We're
gonna have to put this in a bundle, Jamie. All right, after this, I'll put it in a bundle.
Kit. Yeah, we'll have to make a leather repair kit. I like that.
Which one do we use?
The blue one.
The blue one. Boom. Double-sided sanding pads. Pack of 2.
And once you've done that, then obviously there are several types of damages where you'd use a slightly different product, right? So if it's just standard deep cracks that you're trying to fill, like bolster wear and things like that, you would use Leather Filler Pro.
Go back. Leather Filler Pro.
So I like this sanding block. Also, Alcantara. People forget you can sand Alcantara, make it nice and fresh again. But all right, leather. You said filler.
Leather Filler Pro.
Leather Filler Pro. Was that down or up? Here we go.
That's the one there.
We got a bunch of guys. We got to make some kits because this.
Yeah, I'm just learning myself because I just bought it all because I told everybody.
You know
what? What am I writing down? I'm gonna come back and rewatch it.
Come back and rewatch. All right, yeah. So I guess that's why we're recording it. All right, makes sense.
Yeah. Apply the filler using a spatula or a little palette knife that you've got in there as well. Allow it to dry on its own. Right. Don't use a heat gun. Don't try and speed it up. Just let it, dry on its own.
What's the typical dry time for this?
20 to 30 minutes, but obviously it can vary depending on how much of the product you use. So if you use a small amount of product, 20 to 30 minutes, that should be decent drying time.
We need pictures of each of those. I don't know why
we got multitude of spatulas going on here. Can you explain the difference between them?
Yeah, so this one here is obviously the wooden one that you see, but we've got a dual sort of flat head as well, which you would use on some sort of hard to reach areas, but the other spatulas, I'll come back to that because there are other types of repair where we'd probably use a different spatula.
Perfect.
Right. So you've done that. Then once it's dry, use dissolve as a solvent and up, 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 up.
Bow.
There you go.
Guys Pro.
Use dissolve and get some dissolve on one of the sandpapers, and then just gently rub off any excess filler, right? And you need the dissolved solvent purely because the leather filler, once it's dry, you can't dry sand it. So you need a filler to dissolve some of the excess filler and take the excess filler out.
So do you put on a rag and you just wipe it in?
Yeah, you can do that as well. Or you could just, I prefer to use the sandpaper, the sanding pad, the sanding block that you showed earlier, right? Just get a little bit of dissolve on there and just gently rub it.
We're talking about leather repair right now. All right, and then after this, what's the next product?
At this point, after this point, that repair, you're ready to start coloring it, right? So for that is a 3-step process. Spray primer, which is an adhesion promoter, right in front of you there.
Oh yeah, this right here. Leather primer. All right, here we go. Now we're cooking.
Yeah. Spray a thin layer of primer using an airbrush. Then spray the paint, which is the black paint there.
All we have is black right now.
Yep, all we have is black, and that is good. So you'd spray the black paint. You can adjust the gloss levels on the paint. So if you want the paint to be quite matte, there is a product called the matting agent. You can mix that with the paint, and then spray that. And once you've done that, then you mix your clear coat. So we've got 2 types of clear coats, a matte and a gloss. You mix the two, add a product called the crosslinker, which is effectively a hardener.
Where are you at? Click on where's it at?
No, I'm starring questions. All right, what else we got?
You need to follow his thing. I'm over here lost. You're over here starring questions.
Yeah, you're supposed to be concentrating. I'm over here trying to keep up with chat and everybody.
No.
They're excited. They're excited.
You want clear coat?
Clear coat?
Clear coat.
Hot leather talk time.
There's 2 types of
matte.
Clear coat matte. Let's see. That? Matting agent? Nope, not that. Oh, clear coat matte. All right. Yep. Well.
Yep.
Top coat.
Right there to the left.
Yeah, so it's there to the left.
Right where it says leather primer. Yeah,
that's the one. Yep.
Pow! I did it. All right, here we go. Leather Geist Pro.
Yeah. So here you've got 2 options. You've got a gloss and a matte. You can mix the two to achieve the desired level of gloss. And in that mixture, so you know the little green pots, the little pots with the green lids.
Yeah. Go back.
Huh?
Go back.
Oh, there's pots.
Yeah, okay. Little cups. You gotta call it cups. He's lost. Yeah. He's lost, dude.
Aha! Here we go.
That's the
plastic mixing cups. There we go.
So you'd pour the clear coat into one of those cups, right? You'd mix the matte with the gloss, and then you'd add crosslinker to that same mixture.
Crosslinker. Yep. Always getting complicated, Ram. Look, this is why.
No, it makes sense. It's
oh yeah, totally.
I'm so dude. I'll go rip my seat right now and go do this.
But we're gonna streamline the process for you. If it's overwhelming you a little bit, just wait. We got some plans coming.
How much do you add?
You need to add about 5%. So if you've got 100 milliliters of the top coat mixture, you'd add 5 milliliters of your crosslinker.
Good deal. So we're all cross-link up now with our cups. What's next? Mix it up.
That mixture is ready to then be sprayed, right?
Spray on there.
Over the paint. And done correctly, that should give you a decent, good
So where is this stuff that I see online when I watch your stuff where it makes the pattern?
Yeah, so there's some... the pattern. In the main, right, you'd split your repairs into 2 different categories. One is where it's just a worn bolster or a worn seat, right? And what I mean by that is that seat, the damage you see on that seat hasn't happened because of a particular accident. So it's not a key scratch.
So it's where you just do some filler, dry it, paint it, and put the design, right?
Yeah. So that's the process you'd follow for those kind of damages. Now, when you've got spot repairs, I call them spot repairs, where most of the seats, the rest of the seat is absolutely fine, apart from this one issue, right? Whether that's a key scratch or a fingernail scratch or something like that. And with those kind of repairs, regraining and recreating the grain texture becomes very, very important, right? Because when something's really worn, you do anything to it, the improvement's dramatic, right? Drastic improvement. But when you've got everything that's, the whole seat looks perfect apart from this one scratch or this one hole, that's when recreating the grain texture becomes very important. So you'd still follow the same process. So clean, degrease, sand if necessary, right? You do all of that. And now when it comes to using, no, you would just use a different type of filler.
Do we have it?
Yes, you got it. Right? It's called the paste.
The paste.
Jamie, can you pull this? Yeah. I'm asking questions because I'm thinking, all right, paste is
Look,
a little paste. Black tin. That's the one.
Up.
Oh, where?
Guys, scrolling so fast. Up, right there.
There you go.
There it is.
Leather and vinyl paste. Right. So this paste is a heat cured paste. So what I mean by that is this paste needs a shock of heat for it to cure and for it to set off. So if you just apply that onto leather and leave it, even for 3, 4, 5 hours, that's not going to dry off because it needs that shock of heat, right?
So the tools you'll need outside of just repairing leather. I'm asking you a lot of questions. I'm approaching like an idiot. So I need a heat gun. If I'm going to do a lot of leather repair and offer it as a service, right? I want a heat gun. I want an airbrush kit.
Yeah.
Is there one on Amazon that we use with the battery, or is there one that you suggest, or does it matter?
Just, when I started out, 12, 13 years ago, I just bought the cheapest one available. And even till date, right? Get a small airbrush, get a small compressor. I remember buying that from, Amazon online. I think I got it for like $100, $150. So it's nothing crazy. And this will last you, but taking good care, this will last you a long time.
Yeah. Nice. So I saw brushes. I saw sponges. When it comes back to just cleaning the leather, BTW got the question, what's best for cleaning that leather? Leather, a brush, microfiber, sponge. We pull back up the website. We got like all three.
I would just get the kit, the 3- kit or the +- kit. That gives you everything you need to clean it.
Yeah, depends how bad, depends how dirty the leather is, right? If it's extremely dirty, then of course using a brush will help. But if if the leather is well maintained, it's not heavily soiled, it's not very dirty, then just use a sponge. A sponge is absolutely fine because it's not really, it's non-abrasive, so you're not causing any extra abrasion. Get some cleaner on the sponge, foam it up, and then just start cleaning. Let it sit there for 5 minutes. Take a damp cloth and just wipe it all off. That's it.
Nice. Yeah, that was a process there. So I'm looking forward to streamlining this leather repair system. We got an idea coming in the future. Aram's going to make us some straightforward tutorials for the YouTube channel as well. So I'm just telling the audience out there, just wait. We got some more in-depth tutorials coming your way real soon.
Yeah.
What we got? Thor must have the most extensive leather restoration offerings available to consumers. I've never seen so many different products. So that's the plan. We're gonna have we're not stopping just at cleaning the surface and protecting it. We're bringing in Ram to do some heavy repairs, education.
Teach us, how to do this online, so you guys can learn. Because Geist actually made it super easy. Like if you think about what he said, literally 6 products you can repair leather. You can do a quick leather repair. And then you have it in your arsenal. It's a good thing as a DIYer, but also those that have a business that want to offer leather repair as a service. Do we have? What do you think, Ram?
Yeah, no, really good. And I think the fact that you guys have just started with black as a color is very, very good, because I think that just makes it very easy for a lot of people to start. And honestly, there's even if someone who runs this as a business and wants to add an extra service, even if they just start repairing steering wheels, that in itself could be a good added service to offer.
Yep.
So let's talk about steering wheels.
Let's do it.
We went over the basics of leather. So you watch a video back if you're just starting in. We got Ram, the owner of Geist out of the UK. Thanks for staying up late. He walked us through a simple leather repair. What you should get. I have a black leather steering wheel what products do I need to repair it from the stuff we have on the site now?
Depends on the damage. If all you want to do is just restore the color, right? So if your steering wheel is really bad and you want to make it look, 9 times better, 10 times better, then realistically, and if you don't have any spray equipment, so you don't have the airbrush, you don't have the compressor, then just use the steering wheel kit, right? You guys have got the steering wheel kit. The steering wheel kit consists of all the products you need to just restore the wheel and get it back into it. That's the one there, right?
Bam. So yeah, we had a question. I feel like the most common is the steering wheels. Walking through the process of buying this kit and adding this kit to his service so he can put it on his website, start getting people in to restore these steering wheels.
Yeah, so if with this kit, they'll be able to recolor essentially and restore a faded steering wheel, right? If there's any sort of fingernail scratches and things like that, if someone's really nitpicking, you will need a leather filler, like the one that we showed earlier. This kit does not contain that, right?
Okay.
But if you're not fussed about that, you just want to make it look a lot better than what it is now, then do this. And again, the process is simple. Use the cleaner, spray it onto the sponge, clean the entire steering wheel, right? Allow the cleaner to sit, go back with a damp cloth, wipe the cleaner residue off. Then you've got the plant-based degreaser D1 in that little bottle there. Pour that into a cloth and just really degrease it very well. And then use the sanding block, sand the leather down very gently, and then wipe the dust off, and then you're ready to apply the Easy Color Restorer, which is your one-step color restorer that can be applied using a sponge. Now, of course, I've just got to highlight this, and this is quite an important point, that if applying the durability that you're going to get by applying the Easy Color Restorer versus the professional grade products where you're actually breaking that down, you're applying a primer, you're applying the paint, you're mixing the two top coats, you're adding the crosslinker, and then spraying those 3 products separately, that is going to get you, a more durable repair.
So if they wanted to, Ram, they could go with this if they just want to get started, or I'll get with you after this to put together a leather repair kit pro, a leather repair kit for the seat, because you're saying you can use the filler like you told us to. Degrease, clean it, degrease it, filler, let it sit dry, come in, sand it down, hit it with the other product you said, and then get the black paint, the primer, and the two top coats, and the crosslinker, and that way you get the longest durability period if you go that route.
Yeah.
So how far is?
But it's a bit more involved. You're going to need the airbrush. You're going to need the compressor. You're going to learn how to spray. You're going to use the heat gun. And a lot of the guys maybe don't have that. And if they just want to start off, right, they're not looking to get the perfect repair. But if something is really bad and they just want to improve it, we'll start with the steering wheel restoration kit.
Is there Eddie, you should pull up like Amazon and let's look through like some sprayers that Ram would recommend.
Yeah, I'm just.
Are we talking like little airbrush? Are we talking like a bigger sprayer, like Harbor Freight sprayer?
All right, one sec.
No, an airbrush to begin with. An airbrush is absolutely fine.
One of them little like pin type deals.
Yeah, because again, right, if someone is looking to add this as a service to their business, they want, and if they're, offering, mobile services or whatever, they don't have a fixed location, then the little compressor that you get is tiny, doesn't take up much space. It's not very heavy as well. There you go.
So we got these that come with a battery compressor, but you're thinking.
No, that little master, there you go. Harder and Steenbeck airbrush, that seems decent.
But you can do
that one there in the middle, Spray Magic.
It's about $35. Get you a nice little sprayer. I'm looking. I'm like
0.3, 0.5 millimeter nozzle size. I think you've got an option for that. Yeah.
Ooh, does Harbor Freight have an airbrush?
And then just also look for a mini compressor.
You see how fast I type, Ram? Wow, to freaking lightning, bro. So one of these.
Yeah, one of those. There you go. $100. You're up and running.
There you
But
go.
the cool thing about this is you could also use it for leather repair, but also paint repair. If you're gonna do,
and even coatings. I mean, if people spray coatings or whatnot, you could, like wheel coatings or whatnot.
So $180, you get the tools you need, and those tools would be what you need to do professional leather repair. Content is coming. Ram is going to make content for the House of Rags to teach you all how to do it.
Bam! Look at this Harbor Freight, son. Look at this combo kit, airbrush combo kit right here. Look, I have Avanti. Look at this.
That's
good. That's nice.
That's
look at
good.
that, Ram. Look at that. That's nice. Look at this.
I'll do the job.
Let's not get sued. All right. Look at that. This is a nice little case. You can store it in.
Yeah.
Easy peasy. All right, so you can head over to Harbor Freight.
I think one of the videos we also need to make is, showing people how to like troubleshoot issues with airbrushes and the issues that they're going to have and things like that. So we can do that as well, because I think that'd be quite helpful.
Conway has an Awata airbrush. Pretty sure that's fancy one.
Okay. Yeah.
Probably. I don't know. There you go. All right, airbrushes. Get one if you're getting into some real deal leather repair. So next question was, if you just want to clean the dang leather or the leather steering wheel, get rid of the shiny. I have a real shiny steering wheel in my truck right now. That mug has about 15 years of just shiny grease on a steering wheel. How are we getting rid of that, Ram?
Just a really good clean. If it's just shiny, just use a rapid cleaner, use a sponge, apply the cleaner, rub over it, let it sit for about 5 minutes, and then use a damp cloth, wipe it all off. That should do the trick. But if that still doesn't do it, use the D1 degreaser to wipe the steering wheel down again, and that should get rid of the shininess. But of course,
they can use this, right? They can still use this. This is a good cleaner.
They can still use that. A more permanent solution to a shiny steering wheel. Obviously, shiny steering wheels most of the times are because they're it's just dirt. But they could always spray. They clean it, degrease it, and they can always just spray the top coat with the crosslinker, and that would allow them to adjust the gloss.
So they could do this.
Yeah, with the top coats.
Blend the top coat, do that, clean it.
Blend the top coat with that. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Clean, degrease, blend the top coats with the crosslinker, spray that, dry it with a heat gun, and that should give you a less shiny steering wheel.
Nice. So my steering wheel has like no texture. Like it is smooth and it is shiny. Like, is that complete? Like, am I even able to repair that, or is it too far gone?
If it's just shiny, just a really good clean, and using the D1 degreaser to wipe it down additionally, that should bring the shine down, right down.
Okay. So like even like the texture's worn off. Like that mug is smooth all the way around.
Yeah.
Is there a way to put that back or get it grippy again, or?
I think obviously cleaning it will make it grippy again, but in terms of getting the texture back, that is very difficult, right? You can't you can't get that.
They're too far gone for that kind of deal.
Too far gone. Yeah.
Okay. Slick asks, wait, you can sand Alcantara? Ram, what's the procedure sanding some Alcantara, and why would you do that?
Very carefully.
Because you end up, often with Alcantara, you can get like little fiber balls, right? Or you can get something called as pilling, right? And I've seen people use razors, that to get rid of that, which again is, the easy way is just grab that sanding pad, and just sand away at it. And you'll be left with a perfectly clean Alcantara, and you've got literally no way that you're going to damage it or cut into it or anything like that.
Nice. So just grab one of them blue blocks, and you can just.
That's it.
Pretty straightforward. Nice.
Yeah.
Conway coming in hot again. Ram, is the Pro Color Kit more durable than the DIY kit?
Yeah.
Yes, of course it is. I mean, in all honesty, the DIY Easy Color Restore that we've got has good durability. Really, it does have good durability, right? But again, the pro stuff is you're just breaking that, that one step, you're breaking that down over 3 steps, and you're spraying it, you're adding a hardener, so of course it's going to be more durable.
Slick says he's been using a razor, so he appreciates it. Grab you some of them blue blocks, sand the mugs up. Get them brand new. It's probably a lot faster, huh, than the razor blade sitting there trying to shave it up.
Yeah, because obviously the risk is that you can cut into it, or you can
Yeah.
do, you can do a bit of damage. Whereas with the sandpaper, you can just, you don't have to think too much. You just sand away, and
Nice.
much faster.
I think that's what we need to tackle first, like the leather restoration kit, sanding some Alcantara. Those would be some great ones to start out with for sure. Detail oriented, Mr. Bobby says, Ram, I was taught many years ago that a good leather cleaner is Woolite makes 10-1. I sometimes use 5-1. I had manufacturers actually recommend this. Is it still a good, viable option?
I don't know what Woolite is, so
Well, Woolite isn't that like a household chemical for cleaning pots?
Look, that sounds like it's from
Hey, I'm telling you, I think Bobby out here ruining seats.
Bobby rolling old school, son. Look.
Yeah, Woolite is like a detergent. It's a detergent. Nah, it's got recall, dude. There's like
Pull
a
it up.
Woolite.
I'm guessing the fact that people are asking you to mix it 10-1, so obviously it's a concentrated product. I'm guessing,
It's this one, dude. It's like this will burn the hose off the street. Hold on.
Pull that mug up. Let's see this Woolite. That sounds like it's from the 70s.
Yeah, it's Woolite.
Dark's Defense. Woolite.
It's a gentle laundry. Nah, dog. Hold on. Let me see.
Liquid laundry detergent. Okay.
Hold on. Why did that go to college?
Whoa, where are we going to college at?
I don't know.
It's leather college.
Woolite.
I tried to go to college and work out. Recall. Bobby, 16,000 bottles. Help me.
Nah.
Oh man, that's funny.
My lord. Hey, listen.
So here's the thing, right? With leather cleaners and with detergents in general, or with any leather cleaner, right? Any product you use to clean the leather.
Yeah.
Once you're done cleaning, part of the detergent always remains on or in the top coat of the leather.
Yeah.
Right? It remains in there. The water evaporates and some of the chemicals remain, right? And it's these chemicals that can attack the polyurethane matrix over a period of time, right? And other factors such as pH, temperature, light, and exposure, duration can accelerate, the damage process. So that's why, I would say use a dedicated leather cleaner that has been tested. That would, over other products. I don't think. Yeah.
Ram, when you were pioneering all of this leather stuff, right? Back in the day, you've been in the business, 25 years? Long time, right? Long time.
15.
Like 15
long
years.
time. Feels like 25 though, so I'll give you that.
15. That's how long me and Bev been married. So 15 years, right? It's a long ass time. You went from using solvent-based stuff to now you're using water-based items. So what's the next shift in leather repair? How do we make it easier for the consumer to consume these products and get their hands on it and not be scared in doing it? Like, how do we make it? Because when we think of Thor, we're not like we don't have logins for business users outside of like our business program. So they could just go in and buy it. We wanted it to be accessible for everyone so they could do their own repair. How do we make it not so scary for the end user to dive into leather repair and don't feel like they need to spend $20,000 to go learn something? How do we do that?
Look, I think the first thing is obviously we're going to make these videos, and I think that's going to be crucial because that's going to break things down in very short, manageable, easy to absorb content. And once they've got that, the next thing is just practice, right? And we're here to help them. You guys are there, but I'm more than happy to be here to help them and guide them. Whenever they get stuck, we're looking at resources within the business to be able to offer that help. But look, the only way you're going to get better is by doing more of it. And are you going to do the best leather repair the first time around? No. But one suggestion I would make is when it comes to leather repair, don't be a detailer, right? Because I've seen, right? Don't be a detailer, because detailers are perfectionists. They want everything to be, and with leather repair, it is difficult to achieve that, right? Sometimes, an improvement It looks better than what it looked like before.
That's
That
the
is what
most
I can
wild
achieve,
statement.
right?
Ram,
So
you
don't
blew
be
my
a
mind.
detailer. That's what I'm going to tell you.
Dude, you blew
Right?
my mind
That's
right
awesome.
now. That's so profound because
That's gonna be the name of Ram's class. Don't be a detailer.
don't be
Leather care.
don't be a detailer because it makes sense, right? Because we're gonna chase. Can I add more filler? Can I sand it more? And then we go from
for sure.
affecting to damaging. Like we go from repair to damaging. Especially you can't when you sand, you can never get that stuff back, right? It's like spilled milk.
Yep.
And that's
Yep.
wild. So the repair thing, let's talk about that. Repair is never going to be perfect, right? You can make it look as good as possible. It's never perfect.
Yes, and it's a lot of the leather repair is about managing customers' expectations, right? Someone comes in, brings it for a leather repair, and I'm very open and upfront with customers. We tell them that look, we can get it looking better, but whether we can make it completely invisible or 80% invisible, 90%, I won't know until we start working, on it. So you'll see an improvement. If that's good, let me have a go at it.
This is why I haven't tried it. I have no patience. Conway says patience is a huge part.
Yeah,
let it cook.
Yes, of course.
I'm terrible at that. So let's talk about this then. So don't be a detailer. Practice makes permanent, right? It's about the process. I heard this one guy. I don't know why we're going here, Ram. I feel like we're just gonna go down the street. Okay, it's dark down here. There's this guy named Eric Thompson. I used to watch him here when I played football. He talks about like the process. Everyone wants to be a beast until it's time to do what beasts do, and the lion loves the process. They love the hunt, right? It's the hunt that they like. Kind words, never said better. So don't be a detailer. Love the process. Practice makes permanent. Fail forward and get started, right?
And start with just black, which is part of why all of us agreed that look, it's going to be easy for people to just start with black because apart from all of this, the next big thing is about mixing paint and getting the color match right. So we've taken that away for now because that is a whole different set of complications. And we offer color mixing services, but we don't want to go there now. Just start with black, practice all the techniques with just black leather first, and once you've perfected your techniques, then you can look at adding,
and that's our goal is to add the more colors
like
as the months and weeks, go by. That people start getting into it. People start, Geist becomes the household name brand for detail repair. I mean, for leather repair, because you made it easy. I mean, I'll put the kits together. I gotta get with Shoe Ram so we can make it easier for the user to go in and buy the kit to get started. Because right now, when they look at the site, they probably feel like Jamie did when he came to my house. Where do I sleep?
I don't know what's happening.
Yeah. And in the next few weeks, we're launching something which, for anyone who wants to mix paint and things like that, that will make things easier because we're launching an app which is going to have roughly
That's what I'm
about
talking about.
1,400 color formulations from a lot of different automotive manufacturers. So you can literally just go in BMW. I've got a beige color, beige Nevada leather, and it'll just give you the color formulation. It'll just tell you mix red this much, mix this much, and you'll get your beige.
That's exactly what I would need to get into color mixing because that's confusing to me for some reason. Look, what we got.
Brad said that's all they use over there at the Armor.
Nice.
At his shop, Naples.
That's a big. There you go. That's a big. Endorsement right there. Conway, Ram, Eddie, Jamie. How about some Thor Education Center with online training that people get to pay access to? Something's cooking, Conway. So we'll see where we get down the road. Stay tuned.
Like people got fly on the walls. What I think education should be free, and I'm not, but we'll see what happens.
That's right. We already did the steering wheel question. Ram, Conway asks, do you want to spray the color or can it be applied with a sponge or cloth alternatively?
So if you're doing the pro stuff, so primer, paint, and clear coat, that has to be sprayed. That can't be applied using a sponge. You can only apply the one-step product using a sponge, right? And that's the compromise you make with the one step that, you can apply it using a sponge, right? But it's not going to be, in terms of durability, it's not going to be as strong as the pro stuff.
Ram, I think we messed up. I didn't get the texture maker. So the next order that I'll place after this, you know how you make the little texture for the leather?
No, you've got it.
What? Bro, I can't find it. No.
It's there.
Chillbar.
I saw it on your website.
What's a Chillbar RAM? What are we using that
That
for?
is slightly complicated to explain, but that is when you're regraining some area, right? You're basically making the grain texture. You're putting it on this little thing called the thermopad. You're heating it. You're then pushing it onto the paste, and then when you remove the pad, that is when you put the chill bar, because it's the process of heating something to a very high degree and cooling it very quickly is what makes that grain imprint quite permanent.
Yep.
I'm gonna be honest. I bought all this stuff by faith. I have no idea what it is. I bought it by faith because I always thought like it's like taking an app to production, right? You don't know how it's gonna do until you see it fail.
Yeah.
So this will get people more like, oh, what is this? How do I do that? And
let's be honest. Leather, it has not been the most exciting thing on the internet to talk about. So we got an uphill battle, Ram, but I think we can do it. We get the education out there. I think we're gonna make leather care great again. In the coming year.
I think I don't know what's happening in the detailing markets around the US, but certainly in the UK and some other places where I see in Europe, there's a lot of competition for detailers, right? So the customer's expecting lower prices, and there's always someone new coming in undercutting you. Whereas when you start offering a service like leather repair, of course it takes you a while to get there, but once you do get there, you don't really have much competition in terms of leather repair, and you can actually charge a decent amount.
Yeah, it puts you ahead of the crowd real fast.
Yeah,
when you add that service on. So that's the plan. Slick asked, does Geist carry red or just black? So they got all kind of colors.
Look, the first PO, I put every single color on there, and James was like, "Why are you doing this?" I was like, "I'm all in." You know what I'm saying? I'm all in. Jamie wasn't all in, guys. This is James.
I had to reel him in. I was like, "Look, we gotta keep it simple. We gotta start with black."
He's like, "There's 100 SKUs." I'm like, "I'm all in. Make it." You remember that conversation, Ram? I was like, "Let's do it. I'm all in. Get it all."
So
I think we made about 15 revisions to that PO.
That was the hardest PO.
Instead of being that long and just like cut this.
I tell you why, Ram, because this guy on the left, he was like, "Why do we need beige?" I'm like, "Dog, if we're gonna teach people how to do it, some people don't got black seats; they got beige sheets or red seats.
If you're unfortunate to have beige seats, look, you can take it to someone who has beige paint. All right, find someone else to do it. Okay, look, we're gonna start with black. We're gonna start real simple. We're gonna get there, everybody. We'll get the beige in a year or two, maybe. All right.
Nah, it'd be sooner than a year, but yeah, you know what I'm saying. All right,
let's see. Look, enthusiasts, we steam in leather, right?
My lord, you guys are pros. All right, let's go here. How long can you expect the steering wheel repair kit to last? I'm assuming after applied.
If you don't touch it, it'll last forever.
Bam. There you go.
I mean,
this depends on
No, it's just it's very relative, right?
Is it based
when
off
you coat
like
a car? How long will the coating last? Well, that depends on how the customer looks after it, right? If the customer takes it to a little low-end car wash, it's not going to last that long. So my answer would be the same. But all things being equal, and if someone looks after it, takes good care of it, I've done steering wheels, that are 2 years old, and they're still absolutely fine.
Yeah, nice. But I would assume just looking at it from my point of view, like repair is never as good, as the original whole leather, right?
No, a repair is a repair. Of course,
not gonna look a new, like you were saying, looking new and that kind of deal. It's a repair. It is what it is.
It's a repair.
You gotta take it like he says, right? Like you don't want to be a detailer. You're repairing it, so you're just improving.
Yeah,
it, trying to make it perfect. That was the most profound statement of 2025.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of the things that I've started to say more, because I've seen, every time I train people, and most of them are detailers, and I just see like they're just chasing that repair for hours on end, and I'm like, bro, you're not making any money,
That's what I'm gonna do. You know what I'm gonna start doing, Ram? I'm gonna be like, what will Ram do? I'm gonna put a picture of your face in the garage, and I'm gonna fill it let it sit, sand,
Eddie about
spray
the
it,
he
and
he
I'll be
about to
like,
do some leather repair.
I think
right?
so. I saw a comment where someone said make a T-shirt. I think that's what we need to do. We need to make a T-shirt.
Yep. Yep.
and then we should
Don't
put
be a
like,
detailer.
Don't be a detailer.
dang, that's
I
wild.
like it, dude. Eddie's about to spatula that mug.
Hey, I'm telling you, I'm gonna
Smooth
spatula
sand
it.
it.
I'm gonna sand
It's
it.
out.
It's gonna be
It's out.
splotchy. It's gonna be like there's gonna be divots in the seat, and I'm gonna tell them this is a repair, dog.
That's it. Is what don't take it or leave it.
I'm gonna say
It
this
was
is
red
repair.
before. It's black now. You know, it's much
Mhm.
better color. You should be happy with that.
Yeah. So recommendations on maintenance for the leather seats. Is that monthly? Do you use the cleaner and the friction? Yeah,
That's a good
on a
question.
monthly basis. How often do you use that stuff?
Once every 2 months, 2 to 3 months, you're good. Of course, if you like to clean it more often, you can clean it more often. You know, but whenever I clean, I use the cleaner and then apply the dye and friction blocker. That I see that and Repel, you know, that or the Repel. I see those two products are more important than something like a leather conditioner, right? Because
There you go.
leather conditioning is a slow process. It's an ongoing process. It's something that, you know, I probably condition my leather seats once every 6 months, right?
Yeah.
With that note, we
Um,
have conditioner. We have Geist leather conditioner. Bought it
Yeah.
all except for all the paints.
Yeah, that's a good point too, because I've never, consumers definitely don't think that. They bring your car, they're like condition the seats, and there's good, they're reconditioned, all that good stuff you put on, water-based dressing or whatever. So
Yeah.
when it comes to really conditioning a seat, what's the big difference? Like, how most conditioners water-based will leave the seats kind of slick, but that's not really stopping the friction, huh? So what's the difference between actual products designed to have a friction blocker, that kind of deal, versus like a water-based conditioner, which makes the leather like slippery?
Well, it's just that the conditioner is going to come off. Obviously, it's not going to last even, it's not going to last that long at all, right? And whereas a product like the dye and friction blocker or Repel, obviously they last a lot longer, 3 to 6 months, whereas a conditioner is just going to come off the next time you clean it, or even before that, right?
So
A
it's just
conditioner will
real
not prevent
temporary.
that.
Yeah.
Very, very temporary. And it just does not do a very good job at protecting dye transfer.
Ram, how long is the dye and friction blockers good for on leather 1 to 3 years old? Is it okay to stack protection like adding a leather coating from Detail Co?
The dye and friction blocker is good for leather that is right from brand new till whenever, 3, 4, 5, 6 years, 7 years, if you want to keep protecting your leather against dye transfer and friction damage. Absolutely, that's a great product to have. Leather coating from Detail Co. I've not used it, so but of course you can apply it, and if you want to use the dye and friction blocker as a top-up product, that would not cause any issues.
How many times? How long does a dye and friction blocker last typically with the fat person coming in and out of seat? Give me the worst
3 to
case
6
scenario.
months.
Yeah,
3
even when
to
you're a
6
big back and you're sliding in the seat, because you know how people just plop down.
Yeah,
they just go dead fish in their car. Yeah, so 3 to 6 months. All right.
There you go.
Look, I think the important thing to note is it does not mean that you're never going to get. So once you've applied a dye and friction blocker, it does not mean that you're not going to get any dye transfer at all. You could still get it, but it'll just make it very super easy for you to clean it and get rid of it.
Makes sense.
So your leather repair kits that we offer on the site, they work for both fake leather and real leather?
So if you've got fake leather, just use the 3-. You don't need the 3+, because fake leather doesn't need a leather conditioner.
Yeah, but what about repairing it?
Oh yeah, the repair stuff works on both. Yeah,
on both. It doesn't matter. It's not prejudice.
No.
Okay. So it doesn't matter. You can repair both the polyurethane coated seats and the real leather seats same way.
Yeah, but there is obviously going to be a limit to what can be repaired and what cannot.
So you said 3- for fake leather.
Fake leather.
There you go. Polyurethane. You're looking for this one. So real leather, after you'd say 3 years, it kind of changes. It needs this kind of kit. So what specifically happens after kind of the 3+ years?
So brand new leather has. So what keeps leather gives leather its softness and suppleness is a balance of oil and moisture, right? In a brand new leather, that oil moisture balance is at an optimum level. You adding more conditioner is not going to make it softer even more, right? It doesn't need it, right?
Yep.
But what we've seen is leather that is older than 3 years, right? That is where it is more receptive to a product like a leather conditioner. And again, some will argue you don't need it because you don't see a difference. But in our experience and in the test that we've done, is that if you want to keep your leather soft and supple, applying a leather conditioner once every 4 months, 5 months, 6 months on genuine leather that is older than 3 years does do no harm. It actually helps it.
Beautiful. All right, everybody, we're coming to an end. Got about 5 minutes left, and then we got to get Ram to bed. He's looking tired over there. All right,
yeah, Ram, one last question, and we're going to call it good. Is there anything different, anything special about the black sponge, or is it recycled package foam?
There is nothing really special about the black sponge, but it's the one that we've looked at, and just out of the many different samples that we looked at this one. We said, look, this is what we feel is the least abrasive, and that's why we wanted to go with that.
There you go, just non-abrasive foam sponge. Yeah. Boom. We did it.
And what we need for you is the kits. So if we get that tomorrow, I'll message you on WhatsApp, get you the kits that you help us put together. Everyone, I'll have kits on the site for pro repair, and then you have the regular kits, and then stuff we're missing, I'll just re-up with you and air freight it because I didn't know we were missing them. I'm gonna be honest.
Oh, good.
Look, so, is armor all good or what? Is that going to protect our leather, or is it just going?
Oh, this guy is the troll.
Look, it's all about leather care and Thor. This year we're making big strides. All right, look at all this that we got on the site now, and now we have to follow through, everybody. So, hot leather care action is coming at you. We got it all on the website for the experience, like Conway. Stock up for everyone inexperienced. We'll soon be getting those tutorials with Ram together, and even more in the future. So, Ram, got anything to say to people?
No. It's been great fun.
Look, Ram, we need a speech. We got to get these people excited about leather care. You
don't be a detailer.
Don't be a detailer. That was pretty good. That was pretty good. All right.
You make it. Make sure you get. Hey, we got
a lot of people scared about leather. I know a lot of people are scared about leather repair, but honestly, I think start with black leather. Just start with don't even if you're too nervous, don't even worry about filling or whatever. Just start refreshing the color, and you'll once you do that a few times, you'll just you start enjoying that experience, and you'll start getting more comfortable with that process. And I'm really excited to put all of the content out that we've got planned, because I think that'll be useful for the guys.
What I'm going to do is go turn my Jupiter green seeds black.
And it's about to start ripping holes.
I'm going to start ripping holes. I'm going to
New service unlocked.
Hey, I'm telling you right now, when you said don't be a detailer, in my mind, all I heard was
it clicked.
Just fill it, sand it, fix it, paint it, mix it.
Eddie's thinking of his days of growling. He's thinking of growling. He's about that.
Dude, I'm thinking to myself, this has to be the easiest thing in the world after he said that.
It all clicked. It all came together.
It hit different. That when he said that, I was like,
This was a good question. So, saying getting practice, like Eddie's about to go rip holes in his own seats. But Adamo, like, where do we start? Like, do we go to the junkyard? Where do we find?
Go to the junkyard. Go to the junkyard. Buy a couple of seats. Do half of the seat. Leave it in your garage. People see it. Your customers will see it.
I suggest going to Eddie's house. Let him rip a hole in the seat. He'll let you practice.
I think since I've had Jamie at my house, I've had 2 insurance claims.
None of them my fault, all right? Look,
I've never found. Look, Lord forgive me. I've never found an insurance claim in the 5 years I've been in business. When this guy comes over, I'm paying out of pocket for paint.
I ain't taking the hits. I ain't taking the hits.
Hey, let me ask you a question. This is, and we'll leave. All right. How do you scratch glass from the inside?
That's a good question. It's pretty hard.
Is this question for me?
Yeah. You've been in the business.
This was one of his insurance claims. He scratched glass.
There's no way on this earth, right? My body is soft, son. Right.
Right.
So when I'm leaning,
what the windscreen glass or
no, just the door glass, like
Side panel.
the driver door.
okay.
I usually take videos and pictures of everything. For
Mhm.
some reason, I didn't take a
Messed
picture
up.
of that driver door. I'm like, there's no way on this earth, cuz like even my wedding ring, there's no way on this earth that I scratched
like
the
a wedding
glass.
ring.
It went through the tint, scratched the whole glass.
They got you figured out. All right, Ram. Well, it was a pleasure. We're gonna get you to bed. We appreciate you, good sir.
Appreciate
More
you.
hot leather talk coming in the future, good sir.
Thanks so
We'll
much.
see you.
Catch you soon.
All right.
It's been fun, guys.
Get y'all some guys. We'll catch you on the next one.
Bye bye.